Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at BTC. Let's get into the charts and see what's going on. Okay, so the first thing that I want to discuss here is we were looking at a couple of counts here in the super bullish case here. We were saying this could be 1-2, this could be 1-2, and then we were looking for that possibility of this starting to build to the upside. Now we did come down and sweep these lows here, so this has come down and actually invalidated this by taking these lows. Now, it is also possible still that we could see something along these lines where this has actually looked to change our wave 2 location here. Once again, we've come down to this 0.236, which is a very rare target for wave 2. So it is making it less likely, in my opinion, that this is actually what has taken place here. I would be more comfortable with a deeper wave 2 to at least this 0.382 area here, which would be this 28,699. So remaining with this idea of this looking to extend to the upside is either 1-2 or AB and then a C wave up or a third wave up. Effectively, what we're looking for is the potential to find support in this green box area. Now we do have support lower down here, potentially between this 786 and this 382 if we start to lose this 236 level. So we'll be on the lookout for that possibility of coming down into this lower range. Now if we come in here, we were talking about a couple of things. So we're going to go over the immediate short-term moves that we were talking about yesterday. So we're talking about this potential that this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we have come down into this target box area here. And what I want to see here is that if we do see 3 waves to the upside here, and we fail to break back above this level here, this 31,338 to this 30,727, what we could still see is continuation down, where this either becomes A, B, and C. If we get a move down here towards this 28,925, which would align quite nicely with coming into that 382, or if we do start to break down deeper, this 1618 could actually indicate a deeper move here, where this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our target box would rather be here towards this 27,417 to this 26,963. So this would align with having a bigger sell-off here, looking for this move, looking to break down in a bigger way. Now we were also talking about the potential that this could be 1, 2, 1, 2 here, and then we're saying that this could be 3, 4, and then we're looking for this 5th wave. Now this came down into our 5th wave target box. And what I'm looking out for within this count is if we just see a 3 wave move to the upside here and we fail to break above this 30,628, potentially we could still be looking for this additional 4th and a 5th. Given our current levels, effectively what we'd be looking for would be this 29,441 to this 29,160. So that would be where we're looking for, is this possibility of having an additional 5th wave. Once again, the same idea here is going to be that if we complete this as a 5 wave move to the downside here, any kind of a 3 wave move up that fails to take these highs up here at this 31,804 would align with the idea of actually starting to see a bigger break to the downside. So if we did see something like this, potentially what we could then see is a pushback into this lower channel area, and then we would be looking for, you know, this move potentially being a bigger flat correction, which is extended out quite a long way, to be fair, but it is technically still possible for that to be a flat. Now the way that it would be looking at this as a flat correction, we can see here we have this 2618 level down here, this 26,931. Now this is a very rare target as a flat, but if we do see something like this to the downside, effectively this would then become my primary expectation here, where we're looking for that B wave to potentially come down and actually target out some of these lower levels here, possibly towards this 0.618 level that would be lower down in that range. So still keeping an eye on this and still looking for this as a potential continuation up for as long as we hold in this area of the screen support box. So we're going to come back in here now. There is a couple of ways we were talking about this corrective move playing out. We were saying that, you know, what we could have here is something along these lines where we have this as A, this all becomes our B wave, and we're looking for a C wave. Now the C wave technically could be complete here, and we've met that 1-to-1 requirement. Now what I need to see for confirmation that this is completed is breaking above these highs, like I said. Otherwise this can always look to extend down. Now alternatively, if we do see that additional 4th and a 5th wave here, this could potentially push us down towards this 29,399 to this 28,695. Now this would make a lot more sense to me, to be honest with you, sweeping this A wave low here, if we are going to see that continuation to the upside. So I want to see whether we actually manage to do this. If we do have that additional 4th and a 5th here, we could potentially look for that continuation to the downside one more time into these levels. Now, the other way we were discussing this is, saying that possibly what we could have here, instead of this as a C wave, is we could say that we had this as A looking for a B and a C. So this applies in both of these cases to if we do complete this 5-wave move, or this 5-wave move is completed here, or in fact if this move is completed into this point. If we just see 3-wave structure up, this could then mean we see continuation to the downside. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we see 3 waves up, we could see another 5-wave move down. Alternatively, if this is just ABC, which is a very rare target for this to be a C wave, but if we just get something like this as a flat instead, we could still see this idea of this continuation down. So the key thing here really is that as long as we stay below this high here, we have that potential for continuation to the downside. If we are looking at that possibility of still seeing that continuation down, effectively what I'm looking for here is something like this. If we want to say that this is just a corrective move here. Now, if we do see a push up here where this becomes an A wave, and instead of looking at this as a diagonal as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 as an expanding diagonal, what we could have here is this is just A, B, C. And this would just be A, B, and then what we would effectively be looking for is either a 3-wave move as a Y wave, in which case this would be WXY, or alternatively a 5-wave move where this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 to the upside. So the key target area here is going to be this 31,386. So we do have these resistance zones. There's much of a muchness with these. We do have a potential of moving into this weekly naked point of control, which is sitting at this 30,574. And then alternatively higher up here towards this 50% level, we do have this 30,837 as a possible rejection area. So what we could see is if this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to the upside here, a possibility is that instead of looking at this typical box that we have over here, because what we'd be looking for here as common C wave rejection areas would be this 30,533 if this is going to become an expanding flat, and then we have these lower levels here which we've already met some of them between this 30,404 and this 30,196. But what I want to see here is, confirmation. If we break down below this low, then it's possible we could have just had a running flat in here, and this move could start to break to the downside from this point. If we do manage to hold this low on this retracement here, what we could then be looking for is either a 5-wave move to the upside, in which case it would be more probable that we're going to target out towards this 30,935 area, or alternatively a 3-wave move to the upside, in which case this level here of this 30,613 is starting to look quite attractive. So this is what I'm going to be keeping an eye out. We do have that possibility that for as long as we stay below this level, we could still have a 5th wave. If we break back above this and we start to become too big, then effectively this 30,613 level is going to be interesting to me. We do have this 30,837, and then up here towards this golden pocket area, we do also have a retest of these bottoms over here. So going to be keeping an eye on this. If we do see price move up into that zone, possibly we could still be within this B wave, looking for a C wave to the downside. Now, if we take this current level of what we've got here, 1-to-1 would actually bring us down towards this 28,710. So need to be a little bit cautious with this one. There is still potential for us to have a direct breakdown here for as long as we stay below this 30,436. If we fail to break back above this area here, we could either see this extend out as a 5-wave move where we get this as A, B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Directly from this point, or alternatively we could look to just sweep this low with that additional 5th wave like we said within this count, where we're looking for this potential target here of this 29,441 to this 29,160. So looking to just sweep this zone here, and then looking for that possibility that's a 5-wave move completed from that point. Alternatively, if this breaks down in a deeper way here, what we could have is that this B wave is already completed over here, and what we are doing is looking for this C wave to begin to the downside. So this is why it's going to be important here, because at the end of the day, if we are looking at this as a diagonal pattern over here, until we actually take this high, what we could see is continuation to the downside. So what we need to be cautious of is something like this. So until we actually take this 30,441, if we just get a 3-wave move up here, we could still potentially look for another drop either towards this 1-to-1 at this 29,508, but it would make more sense to me that if we're going to extend out in this way, that we would be looking for this 1618 here at this 29,037 as that possible target. Now this would look to actually give us a third, fourth, and a fifth, which could push us towards this 28,921 to this 28,743. So this is aligning with that idea of coming back down into that low region of that 0.382. This would just be directly breaking down. The other way still has, potential for a push to the upside and then this continuation to the downside here. So this is what I'm looking at in the shorter term here. We do still have that potential of that fourth and that fifth. If that plays out, then effectively we need to see if we get 3 waves up. Potentially we have continuation down. Alternatively, if we want to say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we need to watch for a bigger 3-wave move up. Failing to take this high could then effectively mean we still see continuation to the downside. Now, the way that we could actually see this look to play to the upside here and actually sweep these highs but still be a corrective move would be that if we are looking at this in this way, we could then say that what we could have is something like this. So we were talking about this possibility in the previous video where we could just actually be forming a bigger ranging structure here, where effectively what we have is that this is A wave here, this is an A, we're looking for a B wave. So this aligns with that idea of seeing that additional push to the downside here within a 3-wave move. So if we do see something like this, where this is either A or our A is actually over here, or even if our A comes lower down, if we see something like this, a 3-wave move into this zone here of this 29,701 to this 28,934, what we need to still be careful of is that if we do start to see reversal to the upside in 5 waves, could still be this move as a flat correction here, where this becomes A, this becomes our B wave, and then we still look for the C wave to the downside. So this is just looking, a little bit forward here, trying to plan accordingly to see if we have anything that is building up here. Now, the alternative is that this B wave over here could actually be in play already, and we could be saying that we have something like this playing out as a flat correction. So this would be the alternative here. And what we were saying in the previous video is that if we see a push down towards this zone of this 29,701 and this 2618 level, what we could have here is that this move to the upside could be A, this could be our B wave here, and we could be looking for the C wave to the upside. So the common area that we look for is as a B wave retracement here is actually lowered down a little bit here towards this 382, which is sitting at this 29,392 to this 29,202 area. If we do see that additional fourth and a fifth, this could align with coming back into this level. So this wouldn't invalidate this idea if we see that fourth and that fifth. So the key thing within this idea is what we'd be looking for is actually a 5-wave move up. So it's going to be very important. The bullish count could technically take place where this becomes just even into where we currently are. This could just be a corrective structure completed. And then we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looking for that bigger bullish push to the upside for that wave 3. But what we need to just be careful of is if we do get a 5-wave move to the upside, this is not going to be enough to confirm anything in my opinion, because what we could just still get is that this could be a C wave, and then we could still look for that possibility of actually looking to revisit these lows one more time. So we're going to have to just keep an eye on this. What we need to see here, if we want confirmation of a trend, is a 5-wave move to the upside, 3 waves back to the downside, holding support, and then seeing that nice strong volume come in on that bigger 3rd wave. In my opinion, that is what we need to see to say that this is a a trending move here. If we just get a 5-wave move up here, like I said, we need to just be careful. Even if we do sweep these highs, we could still see that additional 5-wave structure looking to develop to the downside once again. So we're going to have to just be a little bit patient with this one. I want to see primarily what happens in this zone here. If we manage to break back above this high, then it could be that corrective structure where we push up higher here before looking for continuation down. If we start to break up in a bigger way, what we could eventually see is that possibility that we see a 5-wave move. If we do manage to hold this low here of this 29,659, if we do see something like this as a 5-wave sequence to the upside, what we could then get is a 3-wave move back to the downside, holding this green support zone here between this 30,354 to this 29,954, and then still looking for continuation to the upside. Now, this could either be A, B, and C if we're looking for that bearish situation where we're looking for continuation to the downside, or if we want to see that trending move, we want to see price push up past this 32,625 for that confirmation of that move to the upside. But even then, Even if we do get this 5-wave move, like I said, if this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, we still just have to be careful and wait for that confirmation of that 3-wave move, probably back into these highs, and then looking for that push to the upside from that point. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.